चलिए हम लोग यहाँ पर बहुत फास्ट रीडिंग करेंगे। सबसे पहला चैप्टर ऑटोमेटेड बिजनेस प्रोसेस का। ऑटोमेटेड बिजनेस प्रोसेस, एंटरप्राइज बिजनेस प्रोसेस, difference between operational supporting and management process. Operational process, these processes deliver value to customer by helping to produce a product or service. Order to cash cycle example, it is a set of business processes that involves receiving and fulfilling customer request for goods or services, and it consists of multiple sub processes as customer order, order fulfillment, delivery note, invoicing, collection. Now supporting process, one key differentiator between operational and support processes is that support processes do not provide value to customers directly. Example, human resource management. HR process areas are grouped into logical functional areas, and they are recruitment and staffing, goal setting, training and development, compensation and benefit, performance management, career development, leadership development. A management process, it measures, monitor and control. It measures, monitor and control activities related to business procedures and systems. Example, budgeting. Budgeting needs to be driven by vision and strategic plan, steps to get there. Having a formal and structured budgeting process is a foundation for good business management, growth and development. Now, automated business processes, BPA. BPA is technology enabled automation of activities and services that accomplish a specific function and can be implemented for many different functions of company activities, including sales, management, operation, supply chain, human resources, information technology, etc. Now, what are the benefits of automatic business processes? Or question can be arises like that, a travel agency ABC wishes to implement an automated grievance management system at its workplace to manage and handle the problems with an aim of solving them. Determine the major benefits that will be drawn out of automating the grievance related process. तो क्या क्या बेनिफिट्स है? सबसे पहले quality and consistency ensures that every action is performed identically, resulting in high quality, reliable results, and stakeholder will consistently experience same level of service. Second, time saving. It reduces number of tasks employee would otherwise need to do manually. Third, visibility. Automated business processes are controlled and consistently operate accurately within defined timeline. Fourth, improved operational efficiency. It reduces time as it takes to achieve a task, effort required to undertake it, and cost of completing it successfully. 5. Governance and reliability. Stakeholders can rely on business processes to operate and offer reliable processes to customers, maintaining a competitive advantage. Sixth, reduce turnaround time. Eliminate unnecessary tasks and realign process steps to optimize flow of information throughout production, service, billing, and collection. Last, reduced cost. Automation allows us accomplish more by utilizing fewer resources. Now, objectives of BPA. CAT. Confidentiality, availability, integrity, timeliness. Confidentiality, data is only available to persons who have right to see them. Availability, to ensure that data is available when asked for. Integrity, to ensure that no unauthorized amendments can be made in data. Timeliness, to ensure that data is made available in at right time. Now, implementation of BPA. Steps are: step 1, define why we plan to implement a BPA. Step 2, understand the rules and regulation under which enterprise needs to comply with. Step 3, document the process we wish to automate. Step 4, define the objectives goal to achieved by implementing BPA. Step 5, engage the business process consultant. Step 6, calculate the return of income on project. Step 7, developing the BPA. Step 8, testing the BPA. नंबर 1 से स्टार्ट करते हैं. डिफाइन वाई वी नीड टू इम्प्लीमेंट ए BPA. देयर आर लिस्ट ऑफ जेनरिक रीजंस लाइक एरर्स इन मैनुअल प्रोसेस, payment process not streamlined, poor data management, poor cash flow, unable to recruit and train new employees, lack of management understanding, poor customer service. स्टेप 2 में था अंडरस्टैंड द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन अंडर विच एंटरप्राइज नीड्स टू कंप्लाई विथ. यानी कि हम लोगों को रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन देखना पड़ेगा, जैसे कि आर्टिकल्स, MOA, BR, SR, ये सब हम लोग को देखना पड़ेगा. गवर्नेंस इज established by combination of internal corporate policies, external industry regulation, and local, state, and central laws. It is important to understand that laws may require documents to be retained for a specific number of years and in a specific format. Entity needs to ensure that BPA adheres to requirement of law. Third step is document the process we wish to automate. Aspects to keep in mind: what documents need to be captured, where do they come from, what format they are in, paper, fax, email, PDF, etc. or who is involved in processing of documents. Step 4 में define the objectives and goals to be achieved by implementing BPA. Question can be asked, state the required characteristics of goal to be achieved by implementing BPA. So remember, the goal needs to be smart, as for specific यानी clearly defined, measurable यानी कि पैसों में मेजर कर सकते हैं, अटेनेबल यानी अचीव कर सकते हैं थ्रू बेस्ट एफर्ट्स, रेलेवेंट होना चाहिए एंटिटी के लिए, टाइमली टाइम फ्रेम के अंदर ही हम लोग अचीव कर लें. स्टेप 5 में है इंगेज द बिजनेस प्रोसेस कंसल्टेंट. ऑब्जेक्टिविटी ऑफ कंसल्टेंट इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग इवेलुएटिंग एंटिटी सिचुएशन. डज द कंसल्टेंट हैव एक्सपीरियंस with entities business process? Is consultant experienced in resolving critical business issues? Whether the consultant is capable of recommending and implementing a combination of hardware? Does the consultant have required expertise? Step 6, calculate the return of investment for the project. राइट स्टेक होल्डर जो होते हैं उसको हम लोग को इंगेज करना चाहिए और ये बताना चाहिए कि क्या क्या बीपीए का बेनिफिट होगा, और ये बीपीए का बेनिफिट क्लियरली कम्युनिकेट करना चाहिए, और हम लोग को रिटर्न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट निकाल के दिखाना चाहिए कि बीपीए के आने से रिटर्न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट कितना होगा. तभी हम लोग को मालूम चलेगा, तभी राइट स्टेक होल्डर को मालूम चलेगा कि बीपीए हम लोग को लाना चाहिए. राइट स्टेक होल्डर्स नीड टू बी इंगेज एंड इन्वॉल्व इन टू इंश्योर दैट benefits of BPA are clearly communicated and implementation becomes successful. Hence, required business process owners have to be convinced so as to justify benefits of BPA and get approval from senior management. Step 7 में है developing the BPA and step 8 में है testing the BPA. Step 7, developing the BPA. Once requirement have been documented, return of income has been computed and top management approved to go ahead as has been received, consultant develops requisite BPA. Now testing the BPA. Once developed, it is important to test new process to determine how well it works and identify well where additional exception process needs to be included. अब है enterprise risk management. ERM may be defined as a process affected by entities, board of director, management and other personnel applied in strategy setting and across enterprise. It is designed to identify potential events that may affect entities and manage risk to be within its risk appetite and to provide reasonable assurance regarding achievement of entity's objective. Now, what are the benefits of ERM? Question can be asked. ERM does not create a risk-free environment. Rather, it enables management to operate more effectively in an environment filled with risk. In view of this statement, explain the various benefits which board of directors and management of an entity seek to achieve by implementing ERM process within the entity. Number 1, allying risk appetite and strategy. Risk appetite is a degree of risk on a broad-based level that an enterprise, that is any type of entity, is willing to accept in pursuit of its goal. Link growth, risk and return. ERM provides an enhanced ability to identify and assess risk and establish acceptable level of risk related to growth and return objectives. Number 3, enhance risk response decision. ERM provides rigor to identify and select among the alternative risk responses. Fourth, minimize operational surprises and losses. Entities have enhanced capability to identify potential events, assess risk, and establish responses, reducing occurrence of surprises and related cost or losses. Fifth, identify and manage cross-enterprise risk. Management needs to not only manage individual risk but also understand interrelated impacts. Number 6, provide integrated response to multiple risks. Business processes carry many inherent risks, and ERM enables integrated solution for managing risk. Number 7, seize opportunities. Management consider potential events rather than just risks, and by considering a full range of events, management gains an understanding of how certain events represent opportunities. Number 8, rationalize capital. More robust information on entities' total risk allows management to more effectively assess overall capital needs and improve capital allocation. Now, components of ERM. Explain the main components of ERM. Number 1, internal environment. Internal environment encompasses tone of an organization and sets the basis for how risk is viewed and addressed by an entity's people, including risk management philosophy and risk appetite, integrity and ethical values, and environment in which they operate. Number 2, object setting. Objectives should be set before management can identify events potentially affecting their achievement. Number 3, event identification. Potential events that might have an impact on entity should be identified. Event identification includes identifying factor, internal and external, that influence how potential events may affect strategy implementation and achievement of objectives. Fourth, is risk assessment. Identified risks are analyzed to form a basis for determining how they should be managed. Risks are associated with related objectives that may be affected. Now, risk responses. Fifth, risk responses. Management selects an approach or set of actions to align assessed risk with entities' risk tolerance and risk appetite in context of strategy and objectives. Control activities. Number 6. Control activities. Policies and procedures are established and executed to help ensure that risk responses management selected are effectively carried out. Now, number 7, information and communication. Information is needed at all level of an entity for identifying, assessing and responding to risk. Effective communication also should occur in a broader sense, flowing down, across and up entity. Monitoring is accomplished through ongoing management activities, separate evaluation of ERM processes, or a combination of both. Now, controls. Control is defined as policies, procedure, practices, and organization structure that are designed to provide reasonable assurance that business objectives are achieved and undesired events are prevented or detected and corrected. SA 315 defines system of internal control as plan of enterprise and all methods and procedure adopted by management of an entity to assist in achieving management objective of ensuring as far as practicable orderly and efficient conduct of its business, including adherence to management policies, safeguarding assets, prevention and detection of fraud and error, accuracy and completeness of accounting record, and timely preparation of reliable financial information. What are the objectives of control? Manual control, automated control, semi-automated control. Purchases, good receipt, invoice processing and payment. Manual control. Manually verify that goods ordered in purchase order are received in good quality and vendor invoice reflects quantity and price as per the purchase order. Now, automated control. Our verification is done automatically by computer system by computing DEF and exceptions highlighted. Now, semi-automated control. Verification of goods receipt with purchase order could be automated, but vendor invoice matching could be done manually in the reconciliation process. Now, purchases. When an employee working in a specified department, that is marketing, operations, sales, etc., wants to purchase something required for carrying out the job, he or she will submit a purchase requisition to a manager for approval. Goods received. The purchase order is sent to vendor who will deliver the goods as per the specification mentioned in purchase order. Quantity and quality are checked and any unfit items are rejected and sent back to vendor. A goods receipt note is raised indicating quantity received. Invoice processing. Vendor sends the invoice to account payable department who will input the details into computer system. Further, a vendor invoice is checked with GRN to ensure that quantity order has been received. Now, payment. If there is no mismatch between PO yani purchase order and GRN and vendor invoice, payment is released to vendor based on credit period negotiated with vendor. Now, internal control. Introduction. Internal control are a system consisting of specific policies and procedures designed to provide management with reasonable assurance that goals and objectives it believes important to entity will be met. Now, ICS facilitates effectiveness and efficiency of operations, helps ensure reliability of internal and external financial reporting, assist compliance with applicable laws and regulations, and helps safeguarding asset of the entity. Now, components of internal control. Question can be asked, explain the 5 components of internal control as per SA 315. सबसे फर्स्ट में है कंट्रोल एनवायरनमेंट. इट इज़ अ सेट ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड्स, प्रोसेस एंड स्ट्रक्चर्स दैट प्रोवाइड बेसिस फॉर कैरिंग आउट इंटरनल कंट्रोल across organization. Now, risk assessment. Risk may be defined as possibility that an event will occur and adversely affect achievement of objectives. Risk assessment involves a dynamic and iterative process for identifying and assessing risk to achievement of objectives. Example, fire extinguisher. Now, control activities. Control activities are action established through policies and procedures that help ensure that management directives to mitigate risk to achievement of objectives are carried out. Segregation of duties, SOD. It is the process of assigning different people responsibility of authorizing transaction, recording transaction, and maintaining custody of asset. It is intended to reduce opportunities to allow any person to be in position to both perpetrate and conceal errors or fraud in a normal course of person's duty. Now, information and communication. Information is necessary for entity to carry out internal control responsibility in order to achievement of its objective. Communication is continual iterative process of providing, sharing and obtaining necessary information. सबको inform करेंगे about controls. Now, monitoring of controls. Ongoing evaluations, separate evaluation or some combination of two are used to ascertain whether each of the five components of internal control, including control to effect principle within each component, are present and functioning. Now, what are the limitation of internal control system? Number 1, management consideration that cost of an internal control does not exceed expected benefit to be derived. Number 2, the fact that most internal control do not tend to be directed at transactions of unusual nature. Number 3, potential for human error such as due to carelessness, distraction, mistakes of judgment and misunderstanding of instruction. Number 4, possibility of circumvention of internal control through collusion with employee or with parties outside entity. Number 5, possibility that a person responsible for exercising an internal control could abuse that responsibility. Number 6, manipulation by management with respect to transaction or estimates and judgment required in the preparation of financial statements. Now, diagrammatic representation of business process. Number 1, data flow diagrams. Question can be asked as explain data flow diagram. It shows flow of data or information from one place to another. DFD means data flow diagrams basically provides an overview of what data a system processes, what transformations are performed, what data are stored, what results are produced and where they flow. Now, diagrammatic representation of specific business process. Number अब स्टार्ट करते हैं रिस्क एंड कंट्रोल फॉर स्पेसिफिक बिजनेस पर्पसेस. जितने भी बिजनेस पर्पस यहाँ पर दिया हुआ है उसका एक वो ओवरव्यू हम लोग एक बार देखेंगे. उसके बाद देखेंगे कि इसका रिस्क एंड कंट्रोल को एग्जाम में कैसे लिखना है. सबसे पहले हम लोग इसका ओवरव्यू देखते हैं. सबसे पहले बिजनेस प्रोसेस रिस्क एंड कंट्रोल्स. सुटेबल कंट्रोल्स शुड बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड टू मीट रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ कंट्रोल ऑब्जेक्टिव. लेवल ऑफ कंप्यूटर कंट्रोल्स, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन, मास्टर्स, ट्रांजैक्शंस. Now, procure to pay risk and controls. It is a process of obtaining and managing raw materials needed for manufacturing a product or providing a services. Now, order to cash risk and control. It is a set of business processes that involve receiving and fulfilling customer requests for goods or services. It consists of multiple sub processes, including customer order is documented, order is fulfilled or services is scheduled, order is shipped to customer or service is performed, invoice is created and sent to customer, payment is recorded in general ledger. Now, inventory cycle, its risk and controls. It is the process of accurately tracking on hand inventory levels for an enterprise. Phases of inventory cycle: ordering phase, production phase and finished goods and delivery phase. Now, human resources risk and control. Stages of HR cycle includes following: recruitment and onboarding, orientation and career planning, career development, termination or transition. Now, general ledger risk and control. Steps in general ledger process flow are as follows: entering financial transaction into system, review transaction, approving transaction, posting of transaction and generating financial reports. Now, fixed assets risk and controls. So here are the steps of fixed asset. Number 1, procuring an asset. Number 2, registering or adding an asset. Number 3, adjusting the asset. Number 4, transferring the asset. Number 5, depreciating asset. Number 6, disposing asset. एग्जाम में किस तरह का क्वेश्चन पूछेगा? गिव टू एग्जांपल ऑफ रिस्क एंड कंट्रोल ऑब्जेक्टिव फॉर ह्यूमन रिसोर्स प्रोसेस एट कॉन्फ़िगरेशन लेवल. या फिर इसी तरह से पूछेगा रिस्क एंड कंट्रोल ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ जनरल लेजर. तो जब भी इस तरह का क्वेश्चन आए एचआर पे, प्रोक्योरेटिव पेमेंट या ऑर्डर टू कैश, इन्वेंट्री या फिर जनरल लेजर, इस सब पे अगर ऐसा क्वेश्चन आता है रिस्क एंड कंट्रोल के लिए, सबसे पहले हम लोग स्टेप्स लिखेंगे. स्टेप्स जो हम लोगों ने जाना वो स्टेप्स था. स्टेप 1 में हम लोग स्टेप लिखेंगे. स्टेप 2 में हम लोग ट्रांजैक्शन और मास्टर लिखेंगे कि मास्टर क्या होता है, ट्रांजैक्शन क्या होता है. मास्टर में क्या होता है कि एक बार ही हम लोग सारा डेटा को स्टोर कर देते हैं और ट्रांजैक्शन जो हम लोग चेंज करते हैं, ट्रांजैक्शन होता है वो ट्रांजैक्शन हो गया. तो हम लोग इसमें मास्टर और ट्रांजैक्शन लिखते हैं और फिर मास्टर और ट्रांजैक्शन के लिए रिस्क और उसका कंट्रोल बता देते हैं. तो सबसे पहले अब मास्टर्स पढ़ते हैं. इट रेफर्स टू वे वेरियस पैरामीटर्स आर सेट अप फॉर ऑल मॉड्यूल्स ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर लाइक परचेज, सेल, इन्वेंट्री, फाइनेंस, एक्सेट्रा. Masters are set up first time during installation and these are changed whenever business process rules or parameters are changed. Examples are vendor master, customer master, material master, account master, employee master. Now transaction refer to actual transaction entered through menus and function in application software through which all the transaction for specific modules are initiated, authorized and approved. Now example, sale transaction, purchase transaction, stock transfer transaction, journal entries, payment transaction. Now master का risk, master का controls. Let's see master risk and master control at the same time. Master is not prepared, then prepare master. Master is not updated, then update master. Master is not updated on time, then update master on time. Master is not recorded, record master. Master is prepared by unauthorized person. Master is to be prepared by authorized person only. Master is accessible from unauthorized person. Master is to be accessible to unauthorized person only. Data of master is invalid. Enter valid data in the master. Master is changed without permission. Changes in master are should be with permission. Master is recorded in wrong period. Record master in correct period. Master is not as per the provision of law. Provision for law is to be followed. Master record is unavailable. Make master record available. ना अब जो ये मास्टर का रिस्क और कंट्रोल है, इसके बेसिस पे ही आपको ट्रांजैक्शन का भी रिस्क और कंट्रोल ढूंढना पड़ेगा. तो ट्रांजैक्शन का रिस्क और कंट्रोल कैसे ढूंढेंगे? जो भी ट्रांजैक्शन का हम लोगों ने यहाँ पर पढ़ाई किया है, जो भी ट्रांजैक्शन का, तो उस ट्रांजैक्शन का जो भी स्टेप्स है, क्या क्या उसमें होने चाहिए, उसको हम लोग इसका रिस्क के साथ क्लब करके देखेंगे कि ये जो मास्टर का रिस्क है, क्या इसी तरह का रिस्क उस ट्रांजैक्शन में भी हो रहा है. अगर हो रहा है तो उसको ठीक करेंगे, कंट्रोल हो जाएगा. रिस्क है तो रिस्क हो जाएगा. तो ट्रांजैक्शन रिस्क और ट्रांजैक्शन कंट्रोल वेरी होगा फ्रॉम क्वेश्चन टू क्वेश्चन. Now regulatory and compliance requirements. There are two acts that is to be followed, Companies Act 2013 and Information Technology Act 2000. तो सबसे पहले क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछ सकता है, एक्सप्लेन salient feature of section 134 and section 143 of Companies Act. तो चलिए पढ़ते हैं सेक्शन 134, फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, बोर्ड रिपोर्ट एक्सेट्रा. द डायरेक्टर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी स्टेटमेंट रेफर्ड इन द क्लॉज सी ऑफ द सब सेक्शन 3 shall state that the directors had taken proper and sufficient care for the maintenance of adequate accounting records in accordance with the provision of this act, for safeguarding the asset of the company and for preventing and detecting fraud and other irregularities. The director in case of listed company has laid down internal financial control to be followed by the company and that such internal financial control are adequate and were operating effectively. Section 143, powers and duties of auditor and auditing standards. Management's responsibility. So act requires the director's responsibility statement to state that directors in case of listed company had laid down internal financial control to be followed by company and that such internal financial control are adequate and were operating effectively. Now auditor responsibility is to express an opinion on effectiveness of company's internal financial control. Now corporate governance requirement. The board of directors ensures accountability, fairness and transparency in a company's relationship with its all stakeholders, financiers, customers, management, employees, government and community. Now Information Technology Act 2000. Question can be asked, explain cybercrime or explain the positive aspect contained in the IT Act 2000 and its provision from the perspective of e-commerce in India. Now advantages of cyber laws. Email would now be valid and legal form of communication. Companies shall now be able to carry out electronic commerce using legal infrastructure provided by the Act. Digital signature have been given legal validity and sanction in the Act. Act throws open doors for the entry of corporate companies in the business of being certifying authorities for issuing digital signature certificates. Now computer related offences. Give 5 examples of computer related offences that can be prosecuted under the IT Act. Number 1, harassment via fake public profile on social networking site. Number 2, email account hacking. Number 3, credit card fraud. Number 4, web defacement. Next is introducing virus, worms, backdoors, rootkits, trojans, bugs. Next, cyber terrorism, online sale of illegal articles, cyber pornography, phishing and email scams, source code theft, and theft of confidential info. Now, privacy, cybercrime, and SPDI. What are those? Now, privacy, creating civil liability if any person accesses or secures access to computer, creating criminal liability if any person accesses or secures access to computer, declaring any computer system or computer network as a protected system, imposing penalty for breach of confidentiality and privacy, setting up an hierarchy of regulatory authorities. What is cybercrime? It is not different than traditional crime. Only the difference is that cybercrime computer technology is involved. This can be explained by following instance. Traditional theft. A thief enters in B house and steals an object kept in house. Hacking. A cyber criminal sitting in his own house through his computer hacks computer of B and steals data saved in B's computer without physically touching computer or entering in B's house. Hence, cybercrime is a computer related crime. Now, what is SPDI? Sensitive Personal Data Information. It defines a data protection framework for processing of digital data by body corporate.